Bringing some type of Zen respect balance to my presentation for me. I'm coming onto the live for my expression and my shit. And I had to come onto the live because I have to keep it going. I have to keep it flowing within my own living, I guess, thing, within some type of growing balance. And what growing balance means is the work is kind of like it never ends. And if the work never ends, there's always going to be some type of mess. There's always going to be some type of cleanup process, and that never ends. And as we're cleaning up, making new messes, not good, not bad, not good, not bad, we're making new messes, right? Not good, not bad. And then we're cleaning up because it's a part of just life, right? Beyond nature, and nature being pretty powerful, and nature being pretty much beyond the matrix too, on a different level too, right? Respectively, because that's one and the same, more or less, right? So we're always going to clean up a mess, and depending on how, we got to be careful with who we get into a relationship. Why? Because the relationship you get in, you're making an esoteric cloud, and as you're making that esoteric cloud, you're attaching onto it many different new fluid creations as is, and that's going to tie you down and anchor you down per the matrix Saturn contract, right? Which is shifting in itself, more or less, case by case. But that, it's the context of like that thing, right? You can't just say like, that word and not necessarily go through it. So we're going through different trials, right? And as we're going through different trials throughout life, through the next 5 to 15 years, right? We're going to have a different understanding within these real things in the matrix, but the matrix is having its own adjustment, right? Beyond the humans on the earth, right? Why? Because there's a different, higher astronomical shift going on. So I had to come on live because I was just going to do a 3-minute song, but my phone's settings, they're kind of playing their own thing on me. And it's up to me to kind of have my own quote unquote bearings, right? Without being so airy heady, right? Because obviously if you're too airy heady, then you're just a freaking silly parachute, right? Esoterically, right? And if you're a silly parachute, there's no grounding, no one could reach you because you're in your own freaking world, right? Spaced out, right? That's not good, that's not bad, but too spaced out, too much air could be quote unquote, you could be inferior to society because society needs something grounded, right? So since like, and everyone's case by case, but like, and I'm not judging myself because in the end, like I'm doing these videos for like my own therapy too, right? Because if like no one's gonna take care of me, I'll take care of me, right? Take care of you first, basically stuff. And all of it's basic to me, right? Respectively. And this is my own flow. I have to go on live. I don't even know if they'll give me the live back, right? Because YouTube be playing games with me, the phone's playing games with me, the distorted part, not necessarily just putting it on one planet anymore, just the collective different layers and contexts of the collective distortion, and your AI barely catching up to kind of patching up that distortion in itself, 1, and 2, seeing the original solution elsewhere, 2, and 3, seeing a future experience timeline that this AI doesn't have any access to because it's a whole different timeline and spiritual thing and spiritual phenomena of something else, i.e. a higher dimension that we go in and out of. We forget for different reasons per this life and other lives. And if you recall your fucking past life memories and you have all these vivid lucid recall dreams and memories and capabilities and assets or whatever, original open source, then there's different higher consciousness that actually does preserve that, and maybe it preserves it to like a 1% in the old matrix, right? So the old matrix, it had a raw rigidity from the last, I guess the closing 2027 most respectively. Shout out to just the basic mainstream or the basic non-mainstream astrology community, right? So the basic non-stream, just the people that know more, a deeper understanding of the shift, right? And the deeper understanding of the shift is ironically, there's a bunch of, I guess you have to just have a certain type of knack for a research, right? And that knack for research is like understanding there is like some type of future proposal that is beyond AI itself, respectively. And what does that mean? And why do I bring it up like that? I bring it up like that because there's something that we have to do with this, like a different type of, I guess, nature, right? A different but like actually like, and I feel like I'm okay and comfortable with saying all of this because I've just done my own like part of the work, and if people are like totally behind in that like I guess that I guess you just can't be like too invested into an unhealthy polarity of anti-nature, and even if you are, like I don't know, there has to be some level of non-judgment, but obviously discernment is of the essence, right? Because if you have no discernment, then and you're gonna let these fake messages, fake truths, fake hippie fucking like just contradictory like copy paste messages of just, oh, you're gonna win the lottery, you're gonna win the lottery, but they're not telling you about all the shadow work that is like seems like it's really endless too, because that is the thing that frees up the particular case by case individual being of the spirit, right? But obviously, and I'm not downplaying AI either, right? I'm just saying there's like the people who are behind it, they're hyping it, they're inflating it, they're misunderstanding it, they're fragmenting it, ironically, and they're just on some replicatey shit in an unhealthy manner, most respectively. So I'm not even saying anything about like I'm not even saying anything about like even though ironically to some context it could be of a particular mainframe, meaning like what is like why why are like what do we like why are we complaining, you know? So why do I ask that? Why do I ask that? Why are we complaining? Because if we don't know why we're complaining, then we have to ask ourselves, like, if we are complaining, like what are we doing about that to actually help the solution? And if we're not doing anything about that to help the solution and we're complaining, then that's your fragment, right? That's your like kind of like just esoteric bewilderment, most respectively, as is. Because obviously, like, I guess the mature logic of of different, predecessorial, knowledge, passages is saying we get to learn from our ancestors, right? Whatever that means to you. And obviously they say that word ancestor could be like a detrimental etymology word. But obviously it's just all like case by case, right? Obviously there's things beyond the English language, there's things beyond like, human language, right? There's some type of like xeno language, right? Obviously, respectively, because obviously, like, respectively. What's an LLM? Large language models. But obviously, there's a gap, and there's a bifurcation, fabrication, individualization, condensation, differentiation of the different types of spiritual individuations, which means there's different timelines doing different things. And if there's different timelines doing different things, i.e., the length of the timeline, then that timeline has a completely different AI, despite how advanced you think your AI is. If there's a higher quote unquote tier dimension of energy space, then that higher dimension of energy space time would then have to reconduce and retrieve a different protocol of just a different bigger arena of a energetic infrastructure, and that energetic infrastructure is a bigger magnitude, mass, and volume on the original open source level, right? Because obviously, like, the predecessors know more than all, like the secret predecessors, they know more than all of the best of your university teachers, most respectively, because they're plugged into something completely different, most respectively, and y'all are just plugged into just the 3D standard matrix collective of it, and that having a certain complex that is finally shifting. So I stand by even 4 years ago solidly, like my underground like no one could even like, no one could really like, I guess, just be like well-rounded and balanced with, some type of courage, some type of reason, a different higher type of reason, a different higher type of logic. It's just absent because there's just different types of programs on programs of programs of just what the 3D matrix was, quote unquote, i.e., a certain type of age and eon and unique energy current time span of some type of quote unquote vampiric, not good, not bad, not judging from the higher logic, right? So within saying all of that, what am I really trying to say to go back to the other point? Going back to the other point is so someone's talking about dinosaurs and someone's talking about Tyrannosaurus Rex. Someone brought up Brontosaurus. So someone just asked me a question in the chat. They said, "How did the Brontosaurus get created?" The Brontosaurus got created by Source God. Period. Even your AI, even all the higher like it's our relationship, it's our lack, it's our subjectivity, it's our false subjectivity, it's our inverted artificial subjectivity for us to even like misdefine God. Because wouldn't if we're gonna call a God an all powerful thing that is like, I guess, quote unquote, the most greatest or whatever, like whatever the fuck that means, like we're misunderstanding and we're misdefining God because we think it's something that it's completely not, when it should be. In theory and logic, it should be something of like the greatest force in the universe, right? And however we want to individually cap it, dub it, and limit it, like, oh, there's something beyond God, what non-duality, like whatever is beyond God is God. That's a different like logical non-duality, right? So whatever is beyond God, that would be the thing that we're ultimately trying to refer to as a source point coordinates to start whatever consciousness is, multi-consciousness is, multi-dimensional consciousness, whatever. The higher logic is referring to God as the source point for, I guess, the creation of the universe itself, obviously, i.e. recognizing the rhetoric in just the mainstream 1975, 1985 internet of just recognizing like whatever whatever they're calling whatever, right? And within saying that just to go back to a couple other points before is it's saying like we totally kind of misdefine the meaning of what God is, and we're completely cast away, not good, not bad, not good, not bad, not good. We're just cast away from a different type of reason, right? Because if there's like a deeper, higher reason to actually say like everything, quote unquote, everything can be justified, which that's like that's beyond like the human comprehension, right? Because obviously, the mature predecessors, they're the one disclosing to us about the real atrocities that happen in life in just the 3D samsara matrix. Girls getting raped in India, standardly, right? I mean, and I don't even mean to say it like that. That kind of came off weird, but like, or just general things, like we don't necessarily see like what we've brought on ourselves, what we're resonating with, because if you have fucked up thoughts in your head, what does that mean? It's because somewhere along the line, we're just caught up with the resonance of just, not good, not bad, the lower consciousness, right? We're resonating because we've participated with the collective narrative in the war. And all these thoughts are kind of coming in of just saying like, the brain is responding to these things in a particular way, and I'll explain that on an underground video later. I have a whole different thing respectively to like 2017 underground stuff. I have like a whole different presentation beyond Stanford with a particular topic by saying how the brain actually is doing something, right? And ironically, it's funny because when I said that in the underground, like somewhere back in a couple years ago, then like a couple weeks later, I see that Stanford's doing something similar to something I had already uttered out into existence, most respectively, way before them, right? So I'm like on my own tier, I'm on my own frequency, I'm on my own lane, despite any of the fake rhetoric within any 99% of these new age teachers, which ironically are getting their abundance from the false satanic distorted consciousness, and majority of spiritual messages are just like, they're just like energy fake, right? And if we can't recognize that, that's ironically going to create a problem for us to complain about something in the future, and I actually prevent that with the highest intelligence, right? With God, right? And God, being balanced with whatever it wants to be, I guess. And if I'm imbalanced, then I'm messing up with God, right? But that's a different thing, right? But going back to the other point is saying, okay, I see. This is where I need to like kind of have the tech field, right? Like, so I need to have like, okay, pause it. It's streaming. I could rewind it. I could go back to the stream, go back 30 seconds. I went back 30 seconds in this video. Yes. Now I got the different point. Now I could finish the different point. Now I remember what I was talking about. Now that I remember what I was talking about, it's, um, God is like kind of like, he's sorting things out through his frequency, more or less, perhaps, right? And maybe it's not just one God. Maybe it's like it's a whole party, right? It's a whole just different like party of like, that you get this, like, aside from the war, right? Because there's a war agency, and then there's some type of like party agency, open source, original open source, original open source. So there's already within the matrix, there's a war agency, right? You get to go here. You want war just because that's in your spirit. That's where you are at. That's where you need to be. Okay, maybe you just neutrally went to the Navy, right? Or to the military, right? Or to like maybe Mars somehow in some type of different frequency dimension, right? Maybe you went to Mars, and I've been to Mars in the dreams, right? Back in the day, like I've been there. I've been with the fucking green orc aliens. I've been with just the different array of the other species, which that will not be mentioned. And obviously, it's all subjective within itself. So the spiritual people shouldn't really compare with each other because you can't really you haven't lived their stuff. So obviously people like to compare in the 3D, but if you're going to compare in that field, that doesn't make sense because it's like we're all on our own subjective journey, respectively, the original open source. And since we're all on our own journey, ironically, the predecessors are saying the 3D matrix needs help because they're just flunked collectively, right? And for me just to be gracefully endowed from different predecessors giving me their case knowledge and me being, I guess, quote unquote, excited about other people's stories, and that's what we naturally should be because we should be encouraging each other because we rise by lifting each other up. But there was something in the intelligence, some collective weird thing. Number one, intelligence. Some collective weird thing is saying we rather choose an envy pity party than encourage others because that's how there's just a particular type of detrimental toxicness within the psychological programs of human brains, right? So within saying all of that, it's like we have no right to complain if you're not going to do anything about the solution. Pause before you say I'm the weird one, before you say I'm stupid, before you say I'm whatever. You need to pause and look at the mirror and like, what are your unconscious programs actually thinking for you? And it's not even you thinking what you're thinking for you because the matrix programs of the lower 3D resonance has got the best of you, and no one's exempt. No university teacher on the planet is exempt from that because I'm talking about on a whole different metaphysical current, right? And if you guys want to be cowards with it and you want to have some fucking toxic 3D pride and think you're the fucking smartest when ironically you fucking ain't, then you in the intelligence you're just a beezy, period. On some fucking Oakland shit, right? On some fucking or just any if you just get the chance, the lucky journey, right? And like obviously we all have to ride our own different wave, right? Because obviously when you're surfing the waves aren't there, you got to wait for the waves, right? So you're waiting per your subjectivity, you're waiting, not good, not bad, even though the human could experience it as good, not bad. It's you're clearing the family's programs beyond all your therapy sessions. And shout out to the original Sanskrit Vedic therapy sessions that started all of this shit. Everything before the AI, before your donk ass cheating, copycat, replicative, any type of programming code of text display window font format that you could think of beyond Google in 2022 underground. And y'all know it secretly. Some select people, because there's a thing beyond the physical matrix. There's an intelligence beyond the physical matrix. And ironically, the source of everything in the physical matrix comes from the spirit. And that spirit has its own quote unquote neutral quartz. And then there's a balance within the quartz, a secret subtle balance that's hidden, and there's a 99% detriment in the 3D matrix of just that could be, slightly faltered quartz, right? And Claude can't even fix that. Claude can't fix the detrimental standard collective slash parentheses distorted satanic economics in every country. So since Claude can't fix the distorted satanic economic construct in every government in every country, then you're not on par with what you're saying you could do. Therefore, and you're replicating at the very essence the divine intelligence of it. Therefore, the divine intelligence is beyond the artificial intelligence, and therefore all of your replicative economics, there's a particular skewing within it beyond your human perception and beyond your human response of whatever the fuck you're thinking with your lower 3D artificial inverted mental programs beyond the universities and beyond the Prussian education system. Shout out to the year 666. So shout out to and that's when the Holy Knights Templar were early in their days, because I think the Holy Knights Templar they were hot from like year 600 to year 1300 if I'm not mistaken. I could be totally off, and obviously I respect all and at the same time I do respect all you scholars like from the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, because obviously people have done their good works and publications. Like there's so much books out there, right? So obviously I want to balance my respect too, because I'm balanced for me, right? I'm like if people are like imbalanced with their intelligence and they don't even know it, that's okay. If I'm like ahead of this intelligent curve, that's okay. If people are complaining and they're not doing anything about the solution, that's kind of esoterically stupid, right? So since that's esoterically stupid, that's a flag within the politics, within the geopolitics, within the government system, within the law system, within the justice system. The founding fathers have given us the fucking ability to say that's a fucking geopolitical flag. Chill the fuck out. Within just the donk responses, the cringy fucking, Saturn attitudes and stuff like that in a way you don't necessarily know, right? It's like, what's really like, so I've already said what I need to say, but I wanted to come onto this live to just do some songs, right? I just wanted to do some songs, and when I do the live, it's kind of risky because sometimes it just like glitches, right? So even though this is recorded, for some odd reason, the inverted tech party in its a different specificity of it, precificity, decilicity, caseticity, trecidicity, blessedicity, and mesodicity. And on the underground, I do talk about my own perspective of math too, because obviously people will like they'll think they'll fucking, you can't really compare who's smarter because we all could teach each other something, right? There's always something that you don't know, and we really don't know everything unless we're with the balanced gods that actually do know everything, right? To some degree, but you can't really know everything because there's new things being created unless there's just something beyond time, right? So I'm at 5% battery. I'm gonna charge my phone. I wanted to do some songs. I think since I'm at 5%, I think I could freestyle one 3-minute song. Just give me a pause real quick. And obviously, like, the irony is subjective, right? Because there is some ironic shit in the reality. And I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes, ironically, because the intelligence has grace. Somehow, guys. So somehow the intelligence has grace. Shout out to, like, the ancient, pure Chinese Taoist teachers that aren't necessarily attaching themselves to human race in the present time, right? Because obviously if you're Chinese, whatever race you are, you could have been a different race in the past life, right? If you were white, you could have been anything in the past life, right? Respectively. And obviously that's per like, your guys' context, whoever your guys' is, right? So I'm gonna freestyle a song right now because I'm at 5%. So let me pause for 10 seconds or 15 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. last night I also did or 2 nights ago I did an underground 2 minute freestyle, and I could post it. I could post that one. And that one just went off like firecrackers in a fucking Saudi Arabia, genie, jungle, Aladdin, desert mystic night. Like that's how that was 2 nights ago though. But I'm just gonna go here like astound it, I pound it, hound it, ground it, down it, like down and out, yo, getting loose now, goose now, yo, swaying so erotic strangely, like summer trees in the breeze and the swaying like the ancient golden ethereal trees, freeze, drees, yo, are you on the marvelous path? Yo, sorting it out, yo, stopping it, cropping it, blocking it, dropping it, dopping it, negentropic. When I'm organizing, rearranging, yo, then I change it, make it, reggaeton it, yo, kid you tame it. When I change it, rearrange it, bake it, then I make it, quake it, then I crake it, then I cracking, cracking like yo, war of the different type of god friend, yo, clash of the Titaneses, yo, Titaniously, oh, yo. Got it on the dot, zip it up, yo. Like no fallopian B, yo. Cultural B, yo. Cultural when I'm Mr. Freeze, Mr. Yo, Poison Ivy, how you feeling venomous today, Taniski, analyst on a different spectrum, analyst dripping out my septum, analyst, yo, I'm the shit, yo, gotta take it feeling good, like I just took a good one out my rectum, yo, and I'm dead dumb, oh, with the dead ass, get ass, look at my notes now, what do I say, howdy kawabunga, kualaba, duababa, moala, yo, Muhammad Ali Baba, with the slaba, with the yo, spit it like a llama, yo, see ya hasta mañana with the young vato tato dato cato lato bato bato trato lato, yo, get the lato lateria galataria gilarialia fermented demented invented, yo, retain it water retentions, time suspended, time free, yo, get the time forensics, get the time, yo, intrinsic treacherous and wretchedness, yo, in the trenches on the benches, coach put me in, nigga, yo, I'm like F that shit, nigga, boy, F that shit, nigga, ho, F that shit, nigga, beezy, treesy, motherfucker, I'm swaying like breezy trees, get the summer breeze, yo, with the slurpy slizzle it up, then I'll rizzle it up, kizzle it up, I can get game, but the guys trying to humble me, cause they know I'm the beyond the mother flipping one, lickety split, son, yo, getting up, yo, going off for broke, though, yo, got more sense than a bottle of cologne. If it is my destiny to be so alone, go alone, yo. She be moaning on the loan, moaning on the wave. Once I, yo, enter her life in the premise, then I'm gone, venture it out, yo. Premise, damage, yo, look and feel the, yo, scorpionic demise and the hatred. They looking at me, trying to view me perspective to the different vantage point. They trying to see me naked from the ugliness, saw the ugly face, trying to compare me on some whack human shit. You don't even know the solution, yo. Giving you your plate to eat the plate, eat the cake, yo, you a fucking slave still, either the case, that's why you fucking hate to begin with, wretched B, yo, dangling carrot, get the GMO stick without the coffee, yo, cause they trying to sell you something like a mark, it's stocky, and no, I never claimed to be cocky, but I got my rifle Remington when I'm cocked back, lock that, I top that, I drop that, I blop that, I mop that, bazonk that, I change it, rearrange it, then I cap that, I mac that, I smack that, I track that, I trace that, I bathe that, I blade that, I'm at the catalyst in 2029, ho, like it ain't even a thing, though, cause I straight hold it down, I gun it down, I run it up, I run it go through, I run it, yo, gotta go, do it for my one, yo, underground, international, internal, yo, spiritual crew, spiritual nation, beyond your army, fool, yo, cause I'm on a different caliberistic, yo, Calicilla Jara mode like Halo 2, yo, Caliber, yo, Killer Miziar, yo, eat it like fettuccine, motherfucker, and I mean, yo, and I'm going down the boulevard trip, and I'm clean like Listerine, yada I mean, green machine, yo, red machine, to the blue eyes white, dragon to the red eyes black, dragon to the black bee, black dame, what the fuck, what you got, I'm a lyrical gat main, dat main, like I'm at the horse riding back, riding it, striding it, Nicki Minaj, yo, get that underground porn tape, shh, keep it on the hush, yo, with the porn tape, yo, tighten your cornrows a little fucking tighter, cause you knew you judged me before I even opened my mouth, so who the fuck is the out-of-pocket punk hater to begin with? I swim in it, swimming in my own crap, in my own forensics, yo, I got it, then I flip it, skip it, dip it, cooking cookies in the baking oven, Betty Crocker, yo, cooking like a skillet, cooking like a young man free stingray with the bling blade, yo, someone could just shoot my brains out right now from the sniper range, motherfucker, what it do, yo, I'm so fly free from Rome with it like horse's mane, with the Taurus mane, with the two, yo, no one as great as me, not even your favy fave, ironically, somewhere down the line, yo, I know you fucking cop game, that's why I'm saying for what it is what it is, B-ho. I don't take back, yo, Kendrick fucking peeping game, scoping out like Periscope, parrot ho, yo, Terrascope, yo, everybody terrible, everybody wretched like I didn't fucking see it though, I clock it, glock it though, and I spot it though, I don't got no regrets ho, yo, got it and I'm wielding it, feeling it, dealing it, hitting it, killing it, chilling it, yo, chilling it like polar ice bears with the fucking Klondike, whoa, rhymes of Klondike, wait, you could fucking lick my butt, yo, stick it in, then I get it in, get the engine key, get the engine lock, diggity diggity dockety schlickety sloggety biggity boggity hibbity bibbity dibbity hobbity slibbity dobbity doo dobbity, yo, scribble and jam, yo, I be damned if I do, damned if I don't, yo, indifferent to the dilapalira mandis, so, yo, dilapio. Dilla Dandis though, Jilla Randa Jaundice, so yo, with that Joppa flow, with that fucking Jihad flow, with that fucking Giga Diga motherfucking giraffe flow, I blast you lyrically, and I'm just laughing like nutty like cashews and pistachios when I'm pissed with the wrist star, it be on my wrist, darker than that dark, farther than that infrared, yo, tubular scar, could you heal the unhealable, cause the fucking Alpha Centaurians could heal worlds that got bombed to smithereens. Whoa, who's got that intelligence in the galaxy on a different current of consciousness beyond Samsung? Yeah, to respect to the higher dimensions for real, ho. With the steel toe, what's the deal though? L, you be on some fake D shit, you a dildo. I love you, Eminem. Love you, Marshall, baby. And I'm like a Martian, start your engines like it's track and field, like you on the run and lap and run. Y'all can on the trend, milling the tread with the sawmill, with the yo, what you saw kill, yo, got it, yo, do it for a different midnight Joker killer thrill, killer beat, killer spill it off, yeah.